When the James Webb Space Telescope turned its gold-plated eye toward a faint glimmer nearly 7 trillion miles from Earth, scientists were not prepared for what they saw. It wasn't a nebula, nor a dying star or a black hole, the usual suspects in cosmic wonder. Instead, the faint, rhythmic shimmer in the deep expanse of space resembled something entirely different. The signature was pulsed, patterned, and eerily regular. Upon further examination, the spectral analysis suggested what looked like artificial illumination, light not from stars or natural sources, but something organized, something potentially manufactured. The implication was staggering. The telescope may have observed what could be city lights emanating from a distant planetary body, possibly the product of intelligent life. Before we start, the discovery originated from a routine deep field survey where Webb had been scanning for exoplanets with potential signs of habitability. The infrared capability of the telescope, far surpassing any tool before it, allowed it to peer into the distant darkness of the cosmos with clarity unprecedented in human history. During one of these observations, scientists noticed an anomaly, a celestial body orbiting a star not dissimilar to our Sun, but what set it apart was the consistent glow on the planet's night side. This wasn't the reflective gleam of a moon or starlight. It was uniform and distinctly segmented, flickering in a manner consistent with structured electricity use, like what we might expect from a planet-wide network of artificial lighting. The idea of observing city lights from trillions of miles away might once have sounded like science fiction, but Webb's sensitivity has shifted the boundary of the possible. By design, Webb can detect incredibly faint sources of heat and light, allowing it to read the fingerprints of elements and molecules from billions of light years away. But this discovery went beyond chemistry and thermodynamics. The light appeared in patterns, linear alignments, clusters, and grids, revealing shapes unlikely to be formed by natural processes. These configurations matched geometric layouts that could suggest urban development, straight lines, rectangular zones, radial extensions from central hubs. The data ignited a frenzy of analysis across astrophysics, exobiology, and even planetary sociology. As this light came from a planet in a solar system estimated to be 1.2 light-years away, about 7 trillion miles, it would have taken that light over a year to reach us. That means what the telescope recorded was not the present, but a glimpse into that planet's past, a snapshot of what was happening there over a year ago. Even so, the detail was clear enough to identify changes in intensity that might suggest cycles, perhaps their equivalent of day and night, or even events of planetary significance such as blackouts, celebrations, or energy fluctuations. What made the signal even more compelling was the stability of its frequency spectrum. Natural sources of light like volcanoes, auroras, and bioluminescence tend to have fluctuating heat signatures and irregular spectral curves. In contrast, the light observed had characteristics akin to those of LED or sodium-based lighting technologies, peak wavelengths consistent with deliberate engineering. This wasn't just about brightness, it was about color, rhythm, and intent. All signs pointed away from randomness and toward deliberate control. This raised one profound question: who or what created it? Until now, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence SETI had focused primarily on radio signals, brief pulses of energy that might suggest communication. But city lights are a different story. They are not a message but a byproduct, an indirect sign of activity. If confirmed, this would be the first detection of a techno-signature of this nature, the footprint of civilization rather than the echo of its voice. It would be the cosmic equivalent of spotting a distant lighthouse, not because it signals us, but simply because it shines. Webb's instruments allowed a careful measurement of the light's periodicity. Some areas dimmed and brightened in cycles consistent with seasonal variations. In others, the changes suggested energy management, perhaps indicating the existence of energy conservation efforts, shifts in population movement, or even major planetary events. The ability to observe such shifts, subtle as they were, offered hints about the society responsible for them. This civilization might be advanced enough to construct cities with artificial lighting, and also organized enough to modulate its energy use. Traits that imply not only technological development, but social structure. The implications of this are staggering. For centuries, humanity has looked up at the stars and wondered whether we are alone. Discovering city lights, indirect yet deliberate, casts that question in a new light. If a civilization does exist on this distant planet, and if they are producing artificial light, it suggests not just life, but life in a form that mirrors our own in some fundamental ways. Light is not a necessity for survival in all environments. It is a choice, a tool for extending the day, for navigating the dark, for building society beyond the rhythms of the sun. It suggests beings who understand time, who work and live on schedules, who build and move and organize. These lights also raise questions about energy sources. Generating visible artificial light at planetary scale requires substantial energy. It implies mastery of resources, possibly fossil fuels, more likely renewables, or perhaps methods unknown to us. If the planet is Earth-like, with similar atmospheric conditions and access to solar or geothermal power, then these lights may be the tip of an enormous technological iceberg. They could point to a civilization not merely surviving, but thriving, an interlinked planetary society, capable of large-scale infrastructure and perhaps even planetary cooperation. Even more fascinating is the possibility of their visibility being unintentional. Just as our city lights are visible from low Earth orbit and beyond, these lights might not be meant to be seen. If this civilization has no idea they are being observed across space, it means their lights are incidental, a side effect of their existence, much like how Earth's own city lights have appeared in countless images taken by passing satellites. This would mean we are witnessing an unscripted moment in the history of another world, a candid cosmic photograph of life unwittingly exposing itself across the void. Further analysis of the surrounding system revealed no other artificial signals, no obvious satellite trails, no communication bursts, no signs of spacefaring structures or vehicles. This might indicate a civilization that remains planet-bound, or one that has chosen a low-profile technological footprint. Perhaps they are early in their development, at a stage comparable to Earth in the early 21st century, with light pollution being one of the most visible indicators of their activity. Or maybe they have advanced far beyond us in certain areas while deliberately avoiding cosmic noise. What remains undeniable is the sheer enormity of such a discovery. The moment humans saw structured light from 7 trillion miles away, our understanding of the universe shifted. For the first time, a non-biological indicator of intelligent life may have been observed directly. It suggests that life is not only possible elsewhere, it may be organized, advanced, and even familiar in its choices. Our instincts to gather at night, to illuminate our surroundings, to live beyond the daylight hours, these might not be unique to us after all. Another civilization may be doing the same, billions of miles away, under a completely different sun, shaped by different evolutionary paths, and yet arriving at similar solutions. The possibility that we've glimpsed another world's nighttime glow is more than a scientific breakthrough. It's a profound emotional and philosophical revelation. It means that light, a symbol of knowledge, hope, and life, bridges the cosmic divide. Their lights and ours speak a silent language of existence, a testimony that says, we are here, we live, we see, and we illuminate. Even as the world's scientific community continues to pore over data, recalibrate instruments, and schedule follow-up observations, the initial findings remain historic. The very notion that the James Webb Space Telescope could detect light from such an immense distance reshapes the limits of our observational reach. The dream of identifying techno-signatures has always hovered in the realm of theory, often tied to speculative megastructures or energy-dense phenomena. But the simple presence of organized light, something we take for granted, now stands at the center of one of the most important potential discoveries in modern astronomy. From a technological perspective, the implications stretch beyond astronomy. The engineering required to build and operate a telescope with this level of sensitivity and precision underlines the success of decades of collaborative science. Webb was never designed explicitly to find alien city lights, yet its flexible, exquisitely tuned instruments opened a door to this extraordinary possibility. It reinforces the notion that the best tools of discovery are often those designed for broad exploration. In searching for ancient galaxies, we may have stumbled upon a present-tense sign of alien civilization, yet what lingers most is the visceral sense of connection. Somewhere, on a planet orbiting a distant star, light shines into the darkness. It may be cast from towering structures or quiet homes. It may illuminate streets, forests, fields, or oceans. It may guide travelers or ward off the unknown. Whatever its purpose, it is light born not from a natural flame, but from thought, design, and intention. In that realization, something ancient awakens in us. The cosmos is not silent. It glows, flickers, and breathes. And now, for the first time, we may be seeing the breath of another world. As the Webb Telescope continues to collect data and aim its gaze at new targets, the hope is that more such glimmers might be found, more signs of civilization, more proofs of existence. Perhaps one day we will detect communication or even decipher meaning from these lights. For now, they remain a mystery, but one rich with meaning. The cosmos has long been our mirror, reflecting back our questions, our fears, and our dreams. And now, perhaps it reflects something more, the light of another. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on James Webb spotting city lights so far away? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.